Okay, for the last part of this section, let's go through the sectorial indicator. So for those of you new to the channel, do know that before you long a particular stocks or short a particular stock, look for how the sector is performing and then look for how the market is performing. So usually how it goes is that sectors will follow the market and then stocks will follow the sector. So when you hear of terms like sector rotation, could be that market is going up, some sectors is leading, but some sectors is actually lagging, right? So for the most bang of your buck trade, look out for sectors, okay? Okay, so for this channel, I try to be a long only trader because I do know that there are beginners here and generally long only makes pretty much money. So I'm fine being a long only trader for this channel, right? Of course, on my own day trading side, I take both long and short. But for the purpose of equities, I'll just take it that I'm a long only trader, right? So do know that the content I'll be covering today will only follow, or rather, okay, this is not financial advice, but um only take them into account if you are convinced that the market is gonna hit higher or like it's not gonna crash next week. But if you think that market is just gonna one way straight go to hell, then ignore everything. Because if it's gonna one way straight go to hell, right, then don't bother longing anything. Like you're just wasting money. Okay, let's start with some of the sector. I'll try to go through them quicker because there are a lot of things to go through this week, right? Because of the opportunities. Let's take a look at lower time frame. Let's see what we have. I do think that this low has to be taken. For me to really want to switch bullish buyers, it has to take this high. Okay, that's for Jets. Let's say SOXX. Okay, this is where the sensitive topic is, right? In the sense whereby I think last week I've caught like, oh, every time SOXX tap the 20 EMA just to buy it up. I mean, not SOXX, but rather like semicon AI stocks. There are those that you know that has been respecting the 20 EMA quite a lot, right? Every time they tap this soon, say like just buy it up. So it has worked one time. Hopefully it will work here, worked here, here, right? So I mean definitely, right, if it's a trade, sometimes it will fail, right? Now the key question is, right, do you believe that this 20 EMA will hold or do you think it won't? And frankly, I cannot answer you, right? I only can tell you what I will be doing. But for me, my game plan would be that I would think that Monday will sell off further, maybe about 1-2%, and that is my max drawdown limit. And then my max drawdown limit in terms of like where I would want to get out, right? But you guys can have your own plan. But personally for me, 1-2%, I'm willing to hold it. If it still fails on me, then it is what it is. That's all, right? Next, COPX. Sorry. Socks name I won't be going through because there are a lot, right? I mean, you just take a look at some of the better names that you want to long if you're interested. STX, Seagate still be hovering about 20 EMA, and nicely coincides with previous support and resistance. WDC as well about this area, 20 EMA still holding. MU just tapped an EMA also, very interesting. But just don't go for bullshit like AVGO, right? Like this guy has break until don't break. It's gonna take some time for this guy to even find momentum out. And it won't be unfair, right, to argue that, oh, you see some of the semi names like showing charts like this, right? Why are you still bullish on semicon? And that makes a lot of sense also, right? I can't argue against that. But as a matter of fact, is I got a strategy. My strategy is for semi at least is just follow the 20 and 9 and 20 EMA, right? And I'm just gonna follow it because based on backtesting that was what profitability was, and I'm just gonna keep to it, right? No one knows what's gonna happen, right? I mean, as a trader, I can say like, oh, just because I'm scared to enter, then I start finding confluence for me to not enter something. But that's not the type of trader I want to be. Okay, I want to execute without emotions. Okay, next, that's on stocks. XLC. I do think XLC is coming to a demand. I don't think that it's gonna fall much further than this. So I would be very interested in looking for some of the XLC plays for longs. Let's take a look at some of the names. I'm interested in Netflix here. Maybe can play a quick bounce, but not very bullish in my opinion. In fact, if price reach here and then it bounce up, right, please don't freaking long it. And why do I say so? Let me ask you all this. Came down, uh, rejected up, and then went all the way down. Let's say it start chopping here. What does it not resemble? Let me show you this then. Does it not resemble a cup and handle? just for it to go even lower, right? So that's something to be cognizant of. Next, Google. I won't be longing Google here. It's kind of like out of nowhere. Maybe if I really want to something like this, but that's about it. As on XLC, then XLP having I'm being calling XLP. I think last Friday it came back to here that I was saying, okay, it's time to buy, guys, time to buy. And yep, it just nice bounce on the last day. I think maybe there's some sector rotation in play also to keep in mind. But other than that, let's take a look at some of my XLP name. CL calling for it as well. You could have a chance to enter here and you will be up already. KO very interesting. Bounce off here to me it shifted already, so I'm quite bullish on KO actually. Coke. Next PM. Yeah, very similar setup to KO actually. Then Walmart. Okay, I'm not really the biggest fan of Walmart. I'll be removing it here. Pepsi, at demand, just wait for a lower time frame structure shift, but KO looks really good, just saying, right? I know I don't have time to go through each and every setup. I also don't have time to explain the rationale of why am I taking some, why am I not taking some, right? So if you all got any question, feel free to leave some comments at the comment section. We do read them. If need be, I'll create more videos to clarify, right? Next, let's take a look at XLF. Breakout of my auto flow BO, expect higher prices. Same thing, right, for KBE. Similar to XLF, but these more banks. Technically haven't break out, but I expect it to break out. So quite bullish on banks and financials in general. So let's take a look at some of the XLNF names. Let's say we take a look at GS. Personally, I do think that can have room for further pullback. Let's take a look. Affirm, I would refrain from affirm. Next, can long, but with a pullback man. Equinix, interesting, really interesting play here. I think if you take a look at 1 hour, 4 hour, I actually created a order flow breakout. Okay, so that is something that you can want to long it back up, in my opinion. Next, JPN created a BO, but not super interesting in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, you definitely can long it. BAC definitely in the mega range, can look to long the breakout definitely. But in general, I'm not very into breakout that is very big, right? Okay, next, let's take a look at COPS. COPX. Structurally it's still long. Back into demand, can look to long it back up. That's about it. But I don't really have Cox name to show. KIE, we are just in a freaking huge range, and then now we bounce off the bottom of the range. I hope some of you caught some longs. I hope. CB heading back up again. Previously, I called for longs on CB on this plunge, on this rally, but unfortunately it failed. Now it's going back up again. TRV, I called for DRV. I've been calling for this for like donkey years already. Oh, was it not TRV? Oh, it wasn't TRV. Yeah, okay, to be fair, I know I called TRV. Yeah, TRV in a range, bounce off as well. FAF, kind of laggard-ish, but I mean, not really laggard, but it bounced off as well. Now at resistance. I want to see it overtake this block of falling over here, right, before I can really flip bullish. Okay, that's for FAF. Next, ITA defense. Defense, right? ITA broke out of order flow breakout, came back retest, and then I don't think that it has room to hit higher, right? Um, only thing I don't really like about this is the resting liquidity here, which can really be hunted. Though ITA, come let's take a look at LMT. I've been calling IMT last week as well. About break even ish we entered. RTX doing pretty well. GE doing pretty well also. Let's see if I have quite gotten an entry. Maybe not. Right? Yeah, I would have. But yeah, G doing decent. NOC not really doing well. I need to see this take this high. Other than that, yeah. Okay, that's for ITA. Just take a look. KB we went through earlier, but XLB from the sell. Okay, let's start with XSW, right? In a range. Once you break out here, go for longs. Other than that, XRT in a range as well. Yep, that's all. So, but remember, right? Only go for longs now if you believe that the market is not gonna crash. If you believe that the market is gonna crash, right, then forget about it. Don't long anything, right? Okay, that's all for this week. I'll be creating a video as to why I think that NQ will sweep the lows and then go up, right? And whether I'm right or not, only time will tell. As usual, thank you. Hit subscribe if you get any value from this. Yeah, thank you. Okay, essentially, I've been calling XSW since here. XSW tap supply rejected. Now back to key area. The EMAs. So personally, if let's say the market does not crash, then XSW should reject and should go higher. Some key in stocks you can look for here would be ADP, right? So you'll notice that let's say on the 1 hour, right, ADP has been consistently forming this style of consolidation, breaking out, consolidation, breaking out. In fact, I'm in ADP since about 216. Okay, so I'm looking to write this out. So I'm still holding. APP. Let's take a look. Same thing, very similar setup to XSW. Waiting for it to come back down, or rather for me, right, I would want to see it break this high before I would consider go for any long. If let's say anyone is interested, right? Let's see, shift here. Okay, then next let's take a look at CRM. Very similar setup. Breakout came back down to retest key area, right? Those that are interested can look out for this. Microsoft, oh my god, Microsoft has been such a laggard. I mean, I've been calling for Microsoft ever since here. It rallied up to here. Never take profit. I mean, I'm not expecting anyone to take profit, right? And yes, price came down to entry. That's just unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? Came down to entry is still area of value. We can look for longs here. Go down to lower time frame. For me, I want to see this high being taken, right? So on the hourly, I want to see this high being taken next. Zoom. I think it was earnings, if I'm not wrong, but if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. So created a break of structure here on the 4 hour, or maybe week pass, doesn't matter. It came back to area of value. If you are interested, if you believe that market is going up, XSW is going up, Zoom should go up as well. Okay. I would want to play Zoom above this high after you take out this high at about 107-ish. Next, DDOG, freaking strong stock, damn extended also. I think it's difficult for me to want to long this stock given, I mean, there's just better value, right? Next, NOW now, I think I heard someone say, I think it was the traveling trader saying that this was one of the value stocks. If any of you are interested, I want to see this high being taken about 125-ish before I'll be convicted for long. Other than that, that's for XSW. Next, let's take a look at BUG, right? BUG, cybersecurity space, is pulling back. I do think that it's damn freaking stretch. So I want to wait a bit more, at least wait until it fall until this green box before I consider anything, right? Same thing, I wanted to see it break this high before I'm really interested in longs. But I mean, you can go look for individual stocks for reversal already because index tend to lag a bit. But let's take a look at some of the BUG names. Arkham, is it called Arkham? Arkham, whatever, man. This, it might be forming a range. So something like this. Before another breakout to go higher, I do think it's possible. So want to look for a long somewhere here. Let's say we go down to a lower time frame. Nothing super interesting yet, but I'll keep a lookout for this. Next, CrowdStrike. Demand. Okay, I do understand that this can look freaking stretch to you all, but I hope you guys understand that if a stock is on a massive tear, right, any pullback should be bought up. Okay, that's just the point I'm trying to bring across. Okay, so if I want to long this guy, I want to long it after this high is taken. So that's for BUG. Come, let's take a look at XLK. Not really gonna look at it. Jets. I've been calling Jets as well. After it broke out already and now it came back, so I think there are some opportunities for Jet as well, especially like if you guys are not very interested in playing software, right? Some of the Jets name is say like breakout, comeback, retest. breakout, come back retest. You see all of them are at area value, right? LUV is freaking laggard, right? If you can try play AAL, UAL, don't touch ALV. DAL is pretty strong, though I do see room for a bit more downside before it can reverse down. Yeah.